Good evening, namaskar, assalamu alaikum, and welcome to you all from J&A Bharat HSC Foundation and J&A Global HSC Foundation. Welcome to our 46th Outreach and Knowledge Transfer OKT webinar session on very important topic of Digital Health 2040, how AI and IoT are redefining OHS and longevity. We have a brief introductory remarks, then we will hand over to our speaker of the day today, Dr. Indeevar Avanoor. Before that, we would like to briefly explain about today's meeting protocols. Kindly mute your microphone, raise the hand whenever you want to speak. Switch off your camera because of the connectivity issues. Post your queries, comments, suggestions in the chat box. This meeting is being recorded for future reference, and people who cannot attend, they can see later on. Please register your name, company, designation, phone, email ID in the chat box. Also, we have a ceremony group photo at the end of the vote of thanks. And you can also copy this meeting link and share with your friends who are interested in knowing more about Digital Health 2040. And you can see the little QR code on the right side. You can scan that and join in our 24 hours knowledge WhatsApp group, knowledge sharing WhatsApp group. So with that, we would like to, on behalf of J&A Bharat HSC Foundation and Global HSC Foundation, we would like to greet everyone on this festival season. I'm sure our Jayant Hilal will have a comment there why Makar Sankranti is not listed under Andhra Pradesh, but this is a printed diagram. But everybody knows Sankranti is celebrated in South India, Pongal in Tamil Nadu, and there are many festival names around the world, around India, and everybody is in the festive mood. We also in the J&A Bharat in the festive mood in celebrating as well as sharing the knowledge among our fraternity through digital 2040. What's happening? What's going to happen in 2040? With respect to the digital health, everybody talks about the digital health nowadays. And what are those applications in our field? We have our subject matter expert today. He's going to talk about that. And before that, we have a brief agenda, part one agenda, like our regular introductory remarks. Then we'll hand over to our speaker of the day. And as regards to the introduction, I request our Jitu Patel, one of the founding trustee of our foundations, to welcome you all. Mr. Jitu.
Ashokji, thank you very much. Good day to everybody and namaskar. I would like to address this to honored guests, and starting with our respected guest speaker, Dr. Indeevar Avanoor, who is the founder of AI-powered platform for home and office automation and co-founder of greencarbonhub.com. Professor Ramana Guru, Dr. Lakshmi Narayan Guru, Mr. Ram Prasad Guru, Mr. Silva Ganapati, who is the past president of Safety Engineering Association in India. And I see we have also with us Dr. Abhilash Raghavan and our very dear friend and a scholar, Mr. Jayanti Sir, all others, corporate dignitaries, faculty, and the HSC professional leaders. On behalf of J&A Bharat and J&A Global HSC Foundations, a very warm welcome to all of you. Everyone knows our very not only dear friend, but also co-founding trustee, Mr. Ashok Garlapati, who just opened the floor for his remarkable contributions to the HSC profession, who has developed countless numbers of HSC professionals globally. I'm proud to share that Ashokji was recognized recently by the Board of Certified Safety Professionals at their recent meeting in Edinburgh, Scotland, for his remarkable and significant contributions in advancement and development of the profession globally. As BCSP Director for 5 years, starting from 2020 onward. He also served as the Vice President in 23, President during 24, and past president during 25, and currently he is still continuing as the board member and a BCSP advisor. He has made us all proud, making a history as the first and the only Indian to reach to this highest level and in our profession and recognizing globally. He was also recognized by the ASSP, American Safety Professional, with the highest fellow honor award. He's also a fellow of IOSH, and many more feathers he possesses. So without going into further ado, we really request Ashokji to start the proceedings of the day. Thank you, Ashokji. Please.
Thank you, Jit Saab, and we fondly call him as the father of safety. And he has worked for many decades in Saudi Arabia and settled in USA. He has been supporting our foundation. It is very very early morning in Arizona, but still he woke up early in the morning and joining us today. Thank you, Jit Saab. With that, we would like to briefly talk about our foundations who are joining first time. As you see on the world map there, you see the little blue flags there. These are the places, these are the countries where Mr. Jeetu and myself and other friends who have really contributed or established ASSP or BCSP footprints in this part of the world. And we also established ASSP chapters in India in 2015, 2016, and 17. And we wanted to do something more for India. The concept of foundation is new in our field. So as you see on the screen there is the ILO statistics there. On the left side, India is standing on the high with respect to the industrial global deaths, unfortunately. So there are so many organizations already, but we wanted to bring the concept of foundations to India. And with that thinking in mind, we established this, our Bharat HSE Foundation during the COVID time, virtually on 25th March 2022. Further, we expanded to the global region on 30th November 2022 because we already have a connections around the world, and they were explaining or expecting or requesting us to start the same concept around the globe. So we registered our Global HSE Foundation in US, supporting across the globe. And our foundation is not at all a membership organization. It's purely a charity oriented organization. No membership is required to join our foundation. It is everybody sharing the knowledge, who are having high experience and giving back to the young professionals. We also engage with the professional organizations, corporate organizations, academic institutions, as well as individuals and philanthropists and NGOs in fulfilling our objectives, our mission and vision. Our mission and vision is very, very simple: to protect people, property, and the environment by advancing HSC profession and also supporting HSC professionals. We help in advancing our profession among the industry, academic institutions, and organizations to support and promote occupational health as a career choice among students, to inspire and develop leaders in safety and health environment practice, to provide educational developmental opportunities. We also recognize individuals, organizations, academic institutions who have really made the significant contributions. In addition, we collaborate with the academic institutions to get affiliated with universities, institutions, other local or state or central government bodies in providing the support to the HSC profession. We do have a MOUs with the organizations having the similar objectives. And we always, we on monthly basis, we release this particular give back monthly newsletter, which consists of the wonderful information, a lot of knowledge in the information, and our editorial board, Mr. Madhu Nalan Chakravarti, as well as Dr. Lakshmi Narayan and Mr. Venkat Ramana, they put a lot of efforts in designing this particular e-newsletter. It consists of a lot of technology, a lot of latest technologies, what's happening in the field, and information, the awareness information, the new standards and codes, And also now the road safety is observed, road safety week is observed in India. In related to that, we already introduced some articles in this, or the crossword knowledge in this. In this newsletter. In addition, we also conducted some sort of a India's new labor codes. There was a Mr. Prabish who delivered a wonderful session during last month OKT, and there is an article on that. What are these new labor codes and how it is going to help the industry and OHS professionals? What are the evolving role of the OHS professionals during this course? Also, it has been given in that, and so a lot of information on this. This is a Road Safety Week information article, and there is a wonderful crossword puzzle has been designed by Mr. Ashwant on the Road Safety Week as part of the knowledge sharing. And as I was telling that we do provide the support to the students who are already pursuing or who are already excelling in the academic programs. We provided the scholarships from 2022 onwards with the support of our patrons, Dr. Praveen Patel, and there is a Dhruti Thakkar from US. They are providing the support to that. In 2025, we recently provided the scholarships in Hyderabad and Chennai. And Professor Ramana, Dr. Lakshmi Narayan, and Mr. Dakshinamurthy were instrumental in developing or delivering these programs with the support of our patrons. So a lot of information in this newsletter, but we are not going to go more details further on that, but we will be focusing more on our today's topic. And yes, I was telling that we are having a MOUs with the several organizations. This is one of the event we are bringing out now with the Safety Engineers Association in collaboration with our foundation on recognition programs, excellence award programs, safety innovation awards, and individual excellence awards. It's already been announced and it is available in our website as well as the Safety Engineers Association website. You can apply under any category. It will be announced during April 2026. So with that, we would like to go to our second session. I think I took almost 12 minutes for that. But anyway, so with that, to introduce our today's speaker, we have our Chair for Awards and Honors, Mr. Bala Srikant. He is our Chair for Awards and Honors, and as well as he's a TPL specialist, technical professional ladder specialist in Kuwait Oil Company. He's also my fellow volunteer in ASSP Region 9 Area Director, and he has been assigned to introduce this topic as well as our subject matter expert today. Mr. Bala.
Oh, thank you very much, Ashokji, and on behalf of the foundation, from me as well, I wish you all the JNDA members, the families, a very happy Sankranti and Pongal. So it's a very happy moment, and I'm very privileged to introduce Dr. Indeevar today, the guest of speaker today. 1 second, sir, if you don't mind.
Yep.
So the topic, occupational safety and health, is very topic and the profession that all of us been working for so many years. But today's topic will bring a new edge, a new vision for all of us. Been talking about these Internet of Things and AI in various forms. But today's session will be interesting and it give a lot of details. And also, we are so glad and such a fortunate to listen from a doctor who has been practicing a wonderful practice in Kuwait. The way he's talking about these artificial intelligence and IoT, which are transforming the game. And we have been in this profession, and it's our time to learn about various new things like smart sensors, wearables, constant equipment, and how to collect the real-time data on the workers' health, fatigue, exposure, and environmental conditions. Artificial intelligence analysis this data to detect problems, predictive failures, and identify early signs of injury and illness. So this webinar certainly explored how AI-driven analytics, digital twins, and IoT-enabled monitoring are reshaping the OHS leadership. That's a need of the hour, rather, I say, improving the decision-making and enabling a healthier, longer, and safer workforce for the future and ensuring longevity. So let me introduce the speaker of the day, the guest of honor, Dr. Indeevar is the founder of Hevenfiy, an AI-powered platform for home and office automation, and co-founder of greencarbonhub.com. His journey has been marked by bringing the benefits of artificial intelligence to everyone and a steadfast commitment to the environment sustainability, along with high-quality orthodontic care. Yes, we have been very proud to have him in Kuwait as a practicing orthodontic. He delivered several technical sessions on artificial intelligence and IoT in various conferences, including the recent the Gulf IoT and AI Technology Conference and Exposition in Kuwait. And in fact, as a professional on safety, and it's a great moment to listen from a different perspective from a practicing doctor on the emerging technology. So, Doctor, the virtual platform all is yours. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Indeevar. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you,
a lot.
Bala. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Bala Garu. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Bala. And floor is being handed over to Dr. Indeevar Avanoor. While he is changing or while he is sharing his screen, let me tell you that today's our another role player is Mr. Dr. Lakshminarayan Proditur. He is our Q&A moderator, and he is going to take all your questions. And in addition, he is a practicing professional. He is going to add his own comments as well as queries after the doctor's presentation. Dr. Indeevar, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Ashok Garu. Thank you, Jitu Garu. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. It's a privilege to address so many professionals. So let us start. Let me take you all to the year 2040. By 2040, healthcare will no longer begin in hospitals. It will begin where we live, where we work, and how we age. So this presentation is about giving OHS teams visibility into risks we have never been able to see before. So for decades, occupational health and safety has done an extraordinary job of protecting people using the tools available at that time. Policies, inspections, audits, incident investigations, etc. So what's changing today is not the mission, it is the signal. So this comes from a continuously monitored human system. Vital signs, cognitive load, metabolic health, environmental exposure, genetic and epigenetic signals, all this can be monitored live nowadays. So this presentation is about a fundamental shift from reactive healthcare to continuous predictive and preventive health systems. So this chapter 1 is more about the reality. Before we talk about the future, we need to be honest about the present. So this chapter is about the health crisis that we are already living in. So it's not a distant problem, not a 2040 issue, it is right now. So across workplaces, cities, and homes, health is deteriorating in predictable ways. There is more chronic disease, there is more fatigue and stress, more preventable incidents, higher costs, lower productivity. So I put some icons on this slide. The heart, it points to chronic disease. The helmet is workplace risk. The shield is the safety and prevention gaps. So let us go to the next one. So when we talk about digital health, it is easy to think of apps, dashboards, and algorithms. But the real story starts much closer to the ground. So as you see in this incident, every 15 seconds, this is happening somewhere in the world. A worker is injured on the job. Construction sites, factories, mines, warehouses, even offices, where repetitive stress, burnout, and metabolic disorders quietly accumulate. So we are not talking about acute injuries, the chronic accumulation of stress. So that's not just medical bills. It includes lost productivity, long-term disability, insurance claims, legal exposure. So most of these injuries were preventable. So they were preventable with better monitoring and earlier prediction. Risk is usually dynamic and human dependent. Fatigue changes by hour. Hydration levels drop, reaction times slow, stress impairs judgment, environmental conditions shift. Yet our systems treat workers as if they are the same, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So this is where AI and IoT fundamentally change the equation. So instead of asking what went wrong, we can start asking what signals were we missing? And more importantly, how early could we have known? So this slide is about acknowledging that human risk can no longer be managed with analog tools in a digital world. This is another slide from the ILO organization that Ashok Garu has shared with me. So this is just a graph of the work-related deaths according to the disease. Circulatory disease takes most of the pie chart. So circulatory disease doesn't appear suddenly. So this is also predictable if you monitor the signs. So by 2040, now if you go to 2040, 1 in 4 people will be over 65 years all over the world. Healthcare systems were never designed for this reality. They were built for acute care, not decades of chronic management. The result is what you see on the left. Overcrowded hospitals, rising costs, exhausted caregivers. But the future doesn't scale by adding more hospitals. It scales by moving care closer to the person, closer to home. So on the right is the model that works. Aging at home, supported by continuous monitoring, early detection, and personalized interventions. AI nowadays, it predicts decline before it becomes a crisis. IoT enables care without constant human supervision. And this isn't just about seniors. It affects workforces, insurers, national productivity. So longevity is no longer a healthcare problem. It is an economic and systems problem. So if you talk about the limitations of traditional medicine, the modern medicine has achieved incredible breakthroughs, but the system itself has a structural limitation. Most diagnoses still are based on snapshots, not streams. It's just a 10-minute consultation, a patient's memory of symptoms, a doctor's interpretation of at a single point in time. That's not because doctors lack skill. It is because the data is incomplete. The two patients can describe the same symptom very differently, and the same patient can describe it differently on different days. So we end up treating reported symptoms, not the underlying trajectories. So chronic diseases don't progress in jumps, like we saw in the other chart, cardiovascular disease, suppose. So it progresses silently over months and years. So by the time something is visible in a clinic, the optimal window for prevention has already passed. So this is where traditional medicine struggles, not clinically, but systemically. Now we can go to the next chapter, that is the digital health revolution. So chapter 1 showed us why the current system is breaking. And chapter 2 is about what changes when we stop reacting to illness and start predicting health. So this revolution doesn't begin in hospitals. It begins with data, continuous data, objective data, and real-time data. So when health signals are captured continuously, AI can detect patterns long before humans notice the symptoms. And when those insights are connected through IoT, care becomes proactive instead of episodic. So what you are seeing on this slide is not a dashboard. It is a living health system. where the human body, the environment, and intelligence are connected in real time. So this is a shift from periodic checkups to continuous monitoring, subjective judgment to data-driven insight, and from treatment to prevention. So for the first time in history, the human body is no longer a black box between doctor visits. It is becoming a continuous data source. So smart sensors can now track heart rate, blood pressure, glucose, sleep quality, stress in real time. See, I am wearing this Whoop band that gives so much of data. There are rings, watches, so many IoT devices now that provide a continuous stream of data. So when you know what normal looks like for an individual, even small deviations become meaningful. So a slightly elevated heart rate, subtle changes in glucose variability, early signs of chronic stress. So none of these will trigger alarms in a clinic, but together they form early warning signals. So this is the shift from population averages to personal physiology, from occasional measurements to continuous streams, from general thresholds to individual baselines. So for each individual, we need to draw a baseline first. So with this, we can use AI to predict risks before you even feel sick. So most serious health events don't come out of nowhere. They leave patterns, subtle, invisible to humans, but obvious to machines trained on millions of data points. So machine learning models can now detect cardiac events hours before symptoms appear, not by guessing, but by recognizing deviations in rhythm, variability, signal complexity. This isn't science fiction. It is probability at scale. AI doesn't say you will have a heart attack. It says your risk profile has shifted materially, so be careful. That distinction matters because early detection changes everything. There are fewer emergency admissions, less invasive treatment, faster recovery, and up to 70% lower treatment costs. So early detection is everything. And more importantly, it buys time, time to intervene, adjust behavior, or escalate care before damage occurs. So this is the shift from diagnosis to anticipation. So this is called IoMT, the Internet of Medical Things. So AI prediction only works if the world around us is instrumented. That is where the Internet of Medical Things comes in. Health monitoring is no longer confined to wearables or clinics. It is embedded into daily life. Homes, bedrooms, bathrooms, kitchen, everywhere. You can have these devices. So what you are seeing here is a passive, unobtrusive care. Air quality and environmental exposure, sleep quality and recovery, medication adherence. Are you taking medications on time? Weight, heart rate, vital trends. So none of this requires active effort. There are no forms to be filled, no appointments, no behavior change. The environment itself becomes a care partner. Data flows continuously in real time, creating context, not just numbers. AI understands why a signal changed, not just that it has changed. This is how prevention scales. So in the next chapter, the digital health revolution moves from individuals to organizations. So workplace safety, I'm not an expert in OHS, you all are, but I'll just speak from the medical point of view. The workplace safety has traditionally been about compliance, rules, checklists, incident reports. But safety doesn't fail because policies are missing. It fails because risk changes in real time and our systems don't. So chapter 3 is about what happens when workplaces become intelligent environments, where human health, equipment, and conditions are monitored continuously. So when risk is detected early, when fatigue is visible, it's about prevention at scale. So let's look at how AI and IoT fundamentally redefine safety on the ground. Safety equipment has always been passive. It protects after something goes wrong. Smart PPE changes that. Hard hats, vests, wearables can now sense fatigue, heat stress, toxic gas exposure, unsafe movement patterns in real time. If a worker is exhausted, the system knows. If if gas levels spike, alerts are instant. If posture or movement becomes dangerous, intervention happens early. So this isn't about tracking people. It's about reducing the blind spots. Supervisors don't need more paperwork, and workers don't need to change behavior. The equipment itself becomes a real-time safety layer. When protection becomes intelligent, safety shifts from reaction to prevention. That's where real lives are saved. And most industrial accidents don't start with people. They start with machines drifting out of tolerance. Tiny vibrations, minor temperature changes, pressure fluctuations, wear patterns invisible to the human eye. IoT sensors continuously monitor equipment health, and AI learns what normal looks like long before failure occurs. That's how failures can be predicted weeks in advance, not minutes before a breakdown. When machines are maintained proactively, downtime drops, emergency repairs disappear, and majority of accidents simply never happen. This isn't about stopping work. It is about timing intervention correctly. The moment you remove surprise from operations, safety improves automatically. Some of the most expensive workplace injuries don't come from accidents. They come from repetition, poor posture, awkward lifts, small daily movements done incorrectly thousands of times. So now AI-powered vision systems can now analyze movement in real time and understand biomechanics, not just behavior. So they don't record video for surveillance. They extract posture data. When patterns appear, workers receive immediate simple feedback. Adjust your stance, bring the load closer, or reduce spinal strain. This can be pushed to their mobile devices and alerted in real time. So this prevents injuries that typically show up after months or years or even after retirement. The result is fewer musculoskeletal claims, lower absenteeism, longer, healthier working lives. We come to chapter 4, the longevity breakthroughs. So far, we have talked about preventing harm. And in this chapter, the focus shifts to something bigger, extending healthy, productive life. Longevity is no longer about adding years at the end of life. It is about improving the quality of every decade. So what's changed is measurement. When we can continuously track biological signals, cellular health, inflammation, recovery, metabolic resilience, aging stops being invisible. It becomes measurable, manageable, and influenceable. AI allows us to see how the body responds to stress, work, sleep, and environment at a biological level. Not once in a year, but continuously. This is the transition from lifespan to health span. So babies born today can easily be predicted to live to 100 plus years. So the real goal of longevity is not to simply live longer. It is to live healthier for longer. Longer life with decades of disease, dependency, or disability is not success. Health span, the years we live with physical, mental, and functional independence is what truly matters. So that's why the ambition here is bold, to make 100 the new 60. digital health allows us to target aging at its roots. Chronic inflammation, metabolic dysfunction, cellular stress, lifestyle-driven disease. So it should become a managed outcome. So this graph shows the morbidity gap. It is actually the gap is the most in US. The upper bar is the average lifespan and the lower is the average health span. So the gap between these two is called the morbidity gap. We have succeeded at extending the lifespan, but we have failed at extending health span. Lifespan is simply how long we survive, but health span is how long we live free from chronic disease and disability. So this chart shows the gap between the two. On average, people now spend nearly a decade or more living with illness. So if I ask everyone here who wants to live, more than 100, people might be afraid because of the aging. But if we say, who wants to live healthy for 100, everybody will raise their hands. So this is the longevity paradox. Everybody wants to live long, but nobody wants to get old. So we chase longevity, yet fear aging, because aging, as we have known it until now, has meant decline, loss of strength, loss of independence, loss of identity. But what if living longer doesn't have to mean aging in the traditional sense? What if health, mobility, and cognitive clarity could be preserved far longer than we assume? That is the real shift taking place now. Not longevity is no longer about adding years to life. It is adding life to years. So digital health makes this possible by turning aging into something we can observe, measure, and influence, rather than simply endure. So this is called the longevity pyramid. This works best when it is approached as a system and not a shortcut. So the pyramid shows how sustainable longevity is built from the bottom up. The base is the diagnostics. You have to draw a baseline. You have to diagnose everything and take a snapshot of your health right now. There is a full body MRI involved. There is full genomic analysis, your microbiome analysis, and you can't improve what you don't measure. So you have to measure everything. Continuous biomarkers, imaging, baseline assessments. So this gives a true picture of the biological age, not just the calendar age. On the top of that is lifestyle. Based on the diagnostic layer, lifestyle changes can be suggested. Your sleep, your movement, your nutrition, stress, how much exercise you are doing, and recovery. So stress is a necessary part, but recovery is more important. All these do the heavy lifting. So technology doesn't replace habits. It helps optimize and personalize them. Then come the supplements. There are thousands of supplements that are available in the market. But if you start taking, many of them, you will just be producing expensive urine. So even supplements have to be highly personalized. You should know exactly what you are lacking and what is useful, and take only those. So these supplements support the gaps and deficiencies, but only work when the foundation is solid. And then above that is interventions. Therapeutic interventions nowadays. Like there are stem cell treatments and these cutting edge interventions that have come nowadays. And the top, the very small portion of this pyramid is experimental. These are cutting edge individual approaches, but these experimental and interventions can become normal in the next few decades. We will come to those. What are those? in the next few slides. So why is this happening? What's driving this longevity breakthrough isn't a single technology. It is a convergence of all these technologies. We are living in wonderful times. This is the best time to be alive, because all these technologies are converging now. Artificial intelligence, CRISPR, gene editing, genetic programming, senolytic therapies, all the wearable implantable sensors, AI-driven drug discovery, wearable and implantable sensor, multi-omic diagnosis. These are all converging now. Artificial intelligence is the critical enabler capable of analyzing the vast complexity of the 40 trillion cells in the human body. So on one side, we have breakthroughs at the biological level. CRISPR, gene editing, genetic reprogramming, senolytics are all biological. On the other side, we have technology, wearable sensors, multi-omic diagnosis, and AI-driven drug discovery. So by 2040, each of us will have something fundamentally new in our healthcare, a digital health twin, not a static profile, not a dashboard, but an AI model that continuously mirrors your biology, your heart metabolism, inflammation, cognition, and recovery patterns. This twin is built on your real data from the wearables, sensors, diagnostics, from your environment. Its real power is a simulation. So before you change a medication, diet, or exercise plan, your digital twin can test the outcome first. It answers the questions like, what happens if I change this drug? What if I train harder or rest more? What interventions slows my biological aging the most? This moves healthcare from trial and error to predict, then act. So doctors don't disappear, but they become strategists guided by simulations instead of guesswork. So for individuals, this means safer decisions. For systems, it means lower cost. For longevity, it means precision at scale. This is where digital health ultimately converges. A personalized predictive model of you working continuously in the background. So that's how longevity becomes not just possible, but practical. For decades, precision medicine existed, but it was only for a few. It was expensive, specialized, because it generates petabytes of data, and doctors cannot analyze all this data. Now that there is AI, it is being democratized. Everyone can have access to it. It was very highly specialized and limited to advanced research centers. Now AI changes that by analyzing DNA, lifestyle, environment, real-time health data together. AI can now create personalized treatment plans at scale. This means the right drug at the right dose, the right intervention at the right time for the right person, not the average patient. Two people with the same diagnosis may need completely different treatments. So precision medicine acknowledges that biology is personal. What's different now is the access. Before only few had access to it, now everyone can have. As computation becomes cheaper and data becomes continuous, personalization moves from allied medicine to everyday care. So precision medicine stops being a privilege. It becomes the default mode of healthcare. We have all heard about remote surgeries, but now it is becoming very practical. Robots are much more capable. The best surgeons tend to be concentrated in a few cities, in a few hospitals, in a few countries. Remote surgery changes that equation. With robotic systems guided by AI, surgeons can now operate from thousands of miles away. We have already seen some examples in India. Doctor sitting in Delhi has operated in a small village in somewhere in Bihar, Uttar Pradesh. So, and then organs are being transported via drones. All this is already happening. India is leapfrogging. India doesn't invent the technologies, but it is very good at adopting technologies. So AI assists with the stability and micro movements, real-time imaging and guidance. AI doesn't replace surgeons; it extends their reach. A specialist in one part of the world can treat patients anywhere, rural areas, conflict zones, regions with limited access to advanced care. So the same principle applies beyond surgery also, remote diagnostics, virtual ICUs, and continuous post-operative monitoring at home. So care becomes less about location, it becomes more about capability. This is how digital health closes the gap in access, by bringing expertise to the patient. This slide looks complex, and that is intentional. It captures the simple truth. The future of health is not driven by one technology, but by an interaction of many forces. See, on the left are the pressures that we can't ignore: aging populations, chronic disease, mental health strain. In the middle are the technologies we have already discussed until now: AI, digital twins, sensors, robotics, genomics, drug delivery, and then brain-computer interfaces. On the right are the outcomes that actually matter. More prevention, less cure, personalized medicine, mental health, mental well-being, sustainable health systems, ethics, privacy, trust. Data, because we are all dependent. This is all hugely data dependent. Whom do you trust with your data? The key insight here is convergence. When technologies mature in isolation, the impact is limited. But when they connect, transformation happens. This is why digital health is not a sector. It is an infrastructure layer for the society. The decisions we make in the next decade, around regulation, adoption, equity, and design will determine whether these technologies reduce healthcare costs, extend healthy life, improve quality of life at scale. It is how deliberately we shape it. So you all as leaders, you have a role to play in the adoption. So we come to the conclusion of the talk. The future is now. The technology exists today. The question is, are we ready to embrace a world where AI knows, more about our bodies than we do? The future we have talked about isn't speculative. The technology already exists. AI can read biological signals. Sensors already track us continuously. Digital twins are already being built. Precision medicine is already working in pockets. What remains is not innovation, it's choice. Are we ready to move from reactive to preventive care? From averages to individuals? So the deeper question is, are we ready to trust systems that may understand our bodies better than we do? While still keeping humans in control. Because the future will arrive either way. The only question is whether we shape it intentionally or let it emerge by default. So the future is already here. That comes to the end of my talk. Thank you very much. Thanks for your patience.
Thank you, Dr. Garu. I think thanks for completing on time with a lot of information. I'm sure Dr. Lakshminarayan has got questions to share.
Yeah. Namaste, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Indeevar, for that enlightening presentation. It's always good to see doctors entering into the era of AI.
Yes.
I myself am personally interested in AI, but not as much as you are. Your knowledge of AI really defeats me. It was a wonderful presentation. And
Thank you, sir.
It's very enlightening. In this era of wearables, where you're talking about devices everywhere at home, in the office room, in the kitchen, in the drawing room, that's an interesting, fascinating change that we are going to see in the year 240. And year
Yes,
240 is long to think about now, we think. But the advent of AI is making everything possible. That's the greatest fascination of AI. Now, we are talking about what you call health span versus lifespan. It's always
yes,
easy to say that we want to live long, or maybe, but how do we live long to make our life healthy? It's, as you said, adding years to life and not life to adding the other way around. We should add life to years and
life to
focus.
years. Yes, sir.
So that's a very good concept. And your concept
Yes,
of ergonomics was really enlightening. Most of the injuries at the industry workplace are mostly because of ergonomic stress. Musculoskeletal injuries are very, very common, and because of wrong postures and wrong lifting techniques and so on and so forth. So that was a very highlighting point of your presentation. And apart from that, uh, your treatment digital, yeah, the pyramid what you showed was really wonderful. The longevity pyramid, going from the bottom where diagnostics have a great role to play, going up to the experimentation interventions which will become the norm of the life tomorrow. So that was a great
yes, sir.
experience, a revelation to me. So coming to the questions, let me see, there are some questions in the chat box. Let's answer them first, maybe. Okay, yeah. Yeah, there's one question from Mr. Murli Tia. Will this high level of intervention and personal level monitoring increase the stress level of the person? Will it make him or her worry more and anticipate surprises on the daily basis? The question is for you, Mr. Indeevar, doctor.
Yes, sir. So the intention is to, collect the data in the background, not alarm the person. See, now I'm wearing this device. Oh, I never look at it. Like it just keeps on collecting data. It only alerts me when something is out of place.
Yeah.
So, but the data provides me, a lot of insights. I have changed my behavior, lifestyle after I started using these devices. I know I use an Aura ring. It's like this, an Aura ring, a small device, and the Whoop band. And my life has changed a lot after I started using this, because they really provide very good insights, like the stress levels that we are going through. You live your normal life, daily life,
Yeah.
but these devices are collecting the data in the background.
Yeah.
I mean, and then it also depends on how you take it.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you take it positively and decide to change your lifestyle, that will have a huge effect on your later life. See,
Yeah.
there is a concept. There's a guy called Peter Attia. I follow him. He says you should imagine how you are going to live the last decade of your life. It can be any decade. You can live up to your 80s or 90s or hundreds. But how do you want to live your last decade of your life? Do you want to still be able to lift your grandchildren, or go on a pilgrimage, or so attend social events? So how active? So for that to happen, you have to start working right now. You
Yeah.
have to preserve your muscle. We lose a lot of muscle after the fifth decade. So
Yeah.
as Dr. Lakshminarayan can attest to it.
Yeah.
So this muscle loss, how are you going to preserve the muscle? So we have to start working right now, and these devices will tell us how much bone muscle mass, the ratio, how is it changing? The
Yeah.
fat percentage, the visceral fat to subcutaneous fat ratios. I monitor everything. All this, there are a lot of devices. I have a smart scale that tells me
Yeah.
every day, every single day. I mean, we need not monitor every single day if you are if you
Yeah.
don't want to be alarmed. But once in a week or once in a month. So
Yeah.
it will tell you how the ratios are changing, how your muscle mass to bone ratio is changing. So
Yeah.
all this matter.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for that answer, sir. A wearable should never be a cause for stress for anyone because it
Yes.
gathers your data in the background. And why should the data which is being collected in the background be a cause of worry for you? Should never monitor it daily. I mean, whenever you get an alert, you can monitor it. That's all. That's nothing more than that. And yeah, there's one more question. Like, what is
What
the
is the
average
average health span and lifespan?
lifespan with reference to India? If diagnostics are good on the base of the foundation, longevity will increase.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the average lifespan is around 72 years. That's official line. But I think practically it is much more than that now.
Yeah.
So everybody is living onto their 80s and 90s, and it will keep on increasing. And there is a concept of longevity escape velocity also. Every decade you live longer, the medical breakthroughs are happening at such a pace that your lifespan keeps on increasing.
Yeah.
So we if you don't do anything stupid and die early, automatically your lifespan is being added in the background because of all
Yeah.
the breakthroughs that are happening. So we just need to be alive for a decade or so, and then you will easily live. Everyone will live 100 plus. I'm sure of that.
Yeah, but living 100 plus is okay, but an average health span is more important than the lifespan. There should
Exactly.
be less
Yes,
of
yes,
morbidity. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Mm. Then there's one more question. What privacy issues we can expect from workers when we introduce such sensors for monitoring? That's a
Yes,
question.
sir. This for that policies are important.
Yeah.
So how the data is collected, how is it shared? There are so many. In the US there is a HIPAA compliance and data security. Cyber security comes into play.
Yeah.
Education is more important. Yeah.
Yeah, people themselves need to be careful how they share their data. But
Exactly.
at a system level, how it is stored and how the security is maintained is also important. So, I mean, all the hospitals struggle with it. Healthcare sector was the most hacked sector in the past 2 years.
Yeah.
A lot of ransomware attacks and all that. So that is a genuine concern, but it is being taken care of.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
There's one more question from Dr. Abhilash Raghavan. With the rise of AI-powered wearables, individual privacy is a massive concern. Does continuous surveillance risk harming our safety culture by making it feel like a safety policing? How do we balance the need for monitoring without making workers feel like they are being watched 24/7? This is similar to the privacy concerns raised by the earlier chat. Yeah.
Yeah, that is where AI comes in, sir. AI is agnostic. Like AI does it in the background. So because no human is involved and nobody is being watched individually, it is just detecting patterns. So if we are able to trust AI and delegate the work to it, then I think this it should not feel like policing.
Yeah.
And it is always a risk reward ratio. So weigh the rewards. I mean, what are the uses and the risks? So as the technology is progressing, the risks are becoming lesser. The privacy concerns are being addressed. Nowadays it is a lot of. I attended a crypto conference in Singapore recently. There are so many advances happening in the crypto space. blockchain. So blockchain is being used in healthcare, and no human can take the data or see the data that is being transmitted on a blockchain. And if all the data is stored on a blockchain and AI analyzes and give the insights, everything should happen in the background. Yes, sir.
There's one more question from Bennett Baby. Is this lead to a medical scam, like suggesting more supplements and eventually making the companies grow only, like vitamin D deficiencies? We know sunlight is best, but supplements also there. So how to get the best advice cost effectively? There's something about the supplements.
That is where this high-end diagnostics come in, sir. You have to exactly diagnose first. Are you really deficient in vitamin D? Only then it should be supplemented.
Yeah.
So it is all about empowering the individual. So the individual should have the knowledge about themselves. So now this new digital technologies are enabling that. Before, hospitals used to collect the data and tell you what to do. But no, now you yourself can, have everything in your mobile. So if you have individualized diagnostics, there are so many diagnostic chains that send reports to your mobile nowadays.
Yes.
Digitally.
Yeah.
So you yourself know what is the state of your body, and then you decide. So if you are empowered, and then you can have a second consultation and decide what to take and what not to take. So it's all about empowerment.
Yes. And I agree with you when you say the diagnostics have an important role to play, because as you said, taking a lot of supplements may produce eventually an expensive urine. That's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
Okay. One more question is there from Professor Ramana. If AI is going to monitor the health conditions continuously and predict the conditions, the outcomes prediction accuracy can only be depicted based on historical data. So the precision of these technologies can only be known after an experimental observation, at least for a quintillion or say a decade.
Yeah. But already a few decades have passed since this is being done. There are a lot of companies that have been working since decades in this field. It is coming into the public awareness only now.
No.
There are so many companies that have been working, and there's a lot of data already present. So historical data is there, and these are all there are so many FDA approved devices. So FDA doesn't approve
so easily.
If the precision is please go ahead.
Yeah. So Ramana Garu, I suppose you get the answer for that. There's one question from
I got it. I got the answer. Thank you for this.
Yeah. There's one question from Jitu Vijay. What about the reliability of data in the wearables? Is there any scientific research or peer-reviewed evidence, and how extensive is this research?
Yeah, all these device companies continuously publish papers. I mean, we don't have time to go into. I read those papers where there are white papers, and as I said, when they take FDA approval, all these are checked. The reliability of data is definitely checked. And there are extensive protocols before anything can be claimed.
Yeah.
So they are following the protocol, and I mean there are so many devices now, but in the future only few will survive. Like you are right. What is the most reliable? Even what I am using is all experimental now. Up to a certain portion of it is experimental. They are improving every day. They have been using this since about 5-6 years now, but I can see a huge improvement in the reliability and precision of the data that they are giving, and the amount of data that they are producing, these devices.
Yeah.
So it's a continuous process, and I'm sure only a few companies will survive, and you will get the best wearables.
Yeah. That again reminds me that today's experiment will become the norm tomorrow. After so
Yes,
many
sir.
iterations, everything will become normal in course of time, maybe by 2040, what you mentioned. So,
Not even 2040, sir. It's already happening, and within a few years. I mean, these are all exponential. So our human mind cannot, comprehend the concept of exponential.
yeah.
Like the story of the chessboard and the grains of rice. Must have heard of the story. What is exponential?
Yeah.
So our human mind is incapable of comprehending the concept of exponential. Exponential is like a J curve, like a hockey stick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it goes slow for a few years and then it takes off. And when it takes off, we cannot even comprehend what things from which is a convergence of so many technologies that's happening. So we can never say it can happen in the next 2-3 years or 5 years, or it can take a decade. But all these are happening very, very fast.
Yes, I agree. Exponential growth is beyond human comprehension.
Yes.
So there are no more questions, Dr. Indeevar.
Doctor, there is a hand
one
raised.
more.
Bala, go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, thank you,
Dr.
Doctor.
Dr. Abhilash also has. Sorry, Bala Garu. Please
thank
go
you,
ahead,
Dr.
Bala.
Saab, for giving the.
Yeah, there's one more question just now come up.
Bala, wait.
Yeah. Bala has raised his hand.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Pudru Saab, for allowing me, and thank you, Dr. Indeevar, for giving technical savvy presentation. Absolutely fantastic. You have taken us to in the future. Now in KOC, we do have a vision 2040. So when I saw first few slide, we gone into 2040. Thank you very much. So you mentioned about ergonomics, right? IoTs.
Ergonomics, yeah.
Yeah. So Dr. Podudur also commented on that. Now, if you see the employees are sitting in their respective offices, or maybe if you see in a software industry, they may be sitting in a cubicles. How these devices will assess the ergonomic style of the employee? And if you have such kind of cameras, it costs a lot. Did you get a chance to see anywhere those are implemented?
Not really. There is Indian companies that are working in Kuwait also now. There is a Bangalore-based company that is they are just turning these old cameras into smart cameras. I mean, a single camera can cover a lot of area, isn't it? And these are all open spaces. Even if they are cubicles, I am assuming that they are open to. But they are working on the technology. They are just converting all these old dumb cameras into smart cameras. They are adding a layer of AI on that.
Yeah. I mean, I went on to explore that in other way, but not in the ergonomics point of view. From safety point of view, we explore that. Anyway, we'll connect after the session. Just do share with us company. And also, you mentioned about that you gentleman about Peter. Who is the gentleman? Peter?
Peter Attia. ATTIA. Peter Attia.
Peter Attia. Okay, very nice. Thank you very much once again. We'll look forward to meeting you again. Thank you.
Yeah.
So that's last.
There's one more question, Dr. Indeevar, from Dr. Abhilash Avanoor. The concept of a digital twin that simulates a worker's health data to predict illness is amazing, but honestly a bit scary. If an AI can predict I am going to have a heart attack or a chronic issue years in advance, what stops an employer from seeing me as a liability and filtering me out of a job? How do we foresee such a kind of situation?
Actually, that is a more mature organization. They'll think about that. Some other companies, what Dr. Abhilash is saying, certainly some companies do follow the same. I believe so. Sorry for making that comment.
Yeah, it depends on the company policy as well as, it's a genuine concern regarding insurance also. See, if insurance companies have access to such data, they can increase the insurance premium. So, yeah, so there are some risks involved. But again, we have to weigh the risk and benefits, So, in my opinion, the benefits still outweigh the negatives. So,
yeah, the concept of digital twin should be very much a personalized one.
Yeah, it is personalized. So it need not be shared with the company, or it need not be shared with the insurance provider. And see, I was talking about blockchain. See, blockchain layer is what gives the what do you call modular or control on your data. So if you have all your data on a blockchain, you as a person can decide exactly how much of data you want to share with whom and for how much time. You can give a partial access for only a particular time to a particular doctor or a particular person. And then you can revoke that permission. So this granular permissions and all that are possible on the blockchain. So it's already happening, but in the near future, I think this will be blockchain and AI. All this will work together to give the person granular control on their own data. They can share only what they want and with whoever they want. So that should address this concern.
Thank
So
you.
that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Indeevar, for your enlightening session. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Very, very interesting questions and genuine concerns. Very, very good interactive sessions.
Yes.
Very glad to have this.
Thank you, Dr. Prodhutur Lakshminarayan, and thank you, Dr. Indeevar, for engaging with all the information in 2040, what is going to happen. Certainly, there are so many privacy issues. Even we introduced periodic medical examinations for in our company. Even for regular medical checks, also employees are really afraid to undergo that checks. So, but anyway, it's education is more important. Again, a lot of education is required to implement such variables. But it's good to know that the technology is really helping our OHS profession as well as increasing the workers' longevity. Thank you, Doctor, for sharing the information. With that, we would like to proceed with the next part of the agenda. Before that, we would like to recognize our Dr. Indeevar for Mr. Jitu.
Thank you, Ashokji.
Thank you.
As an old man, learning about AI, digital health is an utmost importance to me. I found Dr. Avanoor's presentation extremely informative, highly educational, and most beneficial to all workplace workers, as well as throughout the community at all age. And I learned a lot about the monitoring systems that are being available and being used and recommended as by Dr. Avanoor. That is something very phenomenal for an old person like me. And I can tell that you have mastered the subject matter superbly. If I may say one or two things that in your slides, I noticed that you have superb early detection that saves lives and reduces $2.8 trillion cost globally. I think if this tool is used as educational for the higher up, the policymaker, the procedure developers, this will be an impact from what really in the past we suffered while we were active in the industries. Number two, I wanted to say that I am ongoing longevity study member of the Geriatric Safety here in Arizona, run by Banner Health. And I can share you that 15 years ago, my blood pressure may have been high, which was never detected. And this is where it was detected. And after 15 years, I'm still talking to you because of the early detection and treatment. So it has value what you just presented to all of us. Lastly, but not least, which all of you mentioned, that you generated a lot of interaction, discussions, questions. That itself is the testimony of your wonderful presentation. And I can just say you deserve even beyond this thank you with gratitude. And we really request you to accept this virtual appreciation certificate from both the foundations as well as all the fraternity that we are associated with. Please accept it, Doctor.
Thank you, sir. It's a privilege. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. And yes, yeah. Thank you, Doctor. And it's a privilege. And continuing with the next part, we just want to briefly talk about the foundation. We, as I told you, that it is not a membership organization. It is only a charity-oriented organization. We do have some sort of a financial donors as well as knowledge donors as well, Doctor. These are the knowledge donors who have been delivering several sessions we are doing on monthly basis. Today is the 46th OKT, and this is going to continue in our regular sessions as well. And we have as I said, we have a WhatsApp group. We call them as ambassadors, where they share their knowledge on the round the clock basis for the various questions posed by our fraternity. We have a 600 plus members in that fraternity group from different parts of the world. That's why we have a strict policy to allow anyone into that group. Only if you are into the profession, you are allowed into that group. Otherwise, several marketing guys were there in the past, so we made a strict protocols to enter into that group. And as I said, we are having a next OKT session on the hidden link, protecting hearing, protecting cognitive health, by our friend who worked in India as well as in Kuwait, currently settled in Canada, going to talk about the particular topic related to the hearing loss and other things. He's a manager, safety and industrial health at Stelco, the steel company of Canada. It will be on 18th February 2026. After this, we are going to have a 48th OKT on the hospital fires in India and prevention systems or advanced technologies for the preventing hospital fires by Mr. Jayantilal, who is also attending our session today. That will be in the month of March. So that information will be available to you soon. And our intention, our motto of our foundation is to give back to the community to create a safer tomorrow. Your support, our foundations, really helps in fulfilling its objectives. And we do have as I said, Knowledge WhatsApp group is there. These are our foundation's official accounts where you can contribute to our foundation, either in India or in US. And of course, we have a lot of things in our website. There is AI tools. Every Friday, we release the AI tool and artificial intelligence tool applicable in HSC field. Mr. Kayur, he has been very, very outstanding contributed on, we call it as AI capsule, Friday capsule. And today also he'll be sharing shortly. And that particular tools are available in our website by Mr. Our Mr. Makbul. Makbul is our website guy, volunteer, by the way. So he has been instrumental in sharing that information. Another important activity, daily activity, Mr. Mr. Narsimhan, Venkata Narsimhan is a process safety management expert with a series of almost 50 years of experience in the process safety management. He shares everyday knowledge capsule on the process safety related issues in the WhatsApp group. And those are the several information we have it. And Mr. Our vote of thanks generally will be delivered by Mr. Ranga Charilu, but he's in the train. I think Shatabdi Express, I'm not sure. but he said that you can go ahead because I have a connectivity issue. So with that, we would like to thank Mr. Jitu. Would you like to say any concluding remarks, or should I proceed?
I think we are very grateful to all our honored guest speakers for sharing their knowledge and allowing us to share widery to a lot of professionals worldwide. So that is very magnificent. We are very grateful to all of them, and I think we encourage people to subscribe and submit their articles of experiences that they have gathered together from workplaces to any other local community, safety, health, and environment issues to our e-newsletter. That would be appreciated not only from the viewpoint of increasing the awareness of people around the world, but also do something useful to improve and increase the awareness program throughout the world, especially in our community in India. That really, right now, India is rising exponentially. That also, along with it, there are more hazards also associated with. So we as fraternity, our job, our duty is to take care of them. Thank you, Ashok ji. And I think I would request everybody to be on camera so that everybody's pictures can be taken before we adjourn.
That's good to know, Jitu Saab. Yes. I'm sure Dr. Indeevar is around. Yes, yeah. Yes, we have a 70% of the people who join around. Perfect. Yeah. Let me save this.
It looks like I'm the only youngest here.
You are always. You are always.
You're always the youngest, sir.
You are, yes.
Very good to see you all, and God bless you all.